Palladium. Palladium. I just like saying that word. Let's see if anyone here has the metal to trade it. See what I did there? Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. There you go, my best dad joke for a Friday. Yes, we're looking at a great setup on Palladium today. And yes, in case you don't know, Palladium is a precious metal, like gold or silver or platinum. I'm also going to tell you 3 things you didn't know about Palladium. Plus, I got a little bonus set up too. I'm going to catch you up on an open trade, and we're also going to take a look at a brand new trading maxim from one of my favorite people. Stay with me. And remember to click that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our trading goodness. Let's take a look at our open trade. I know I told you Wednesday about this trading range on the E-mini S&P 500, but I didn't give you any details. I was actually going to analyze this for today's video, but it triggered yesterday. I'm hoping you learned enough from the training on trading ranges to get into this trade. Anyway, I bought this yesterday on this close right here at $29.72 with my stop loss at $28.97.84 and my first target at $30.21.44. And here's that bonus I told you about. While we're waiting for this trading range up here on AMD to trigger, it's making this nice ascending triangle right here, right in the middle of the consolidation. Normally I wouldn't take a trade in the middle of another pattern because of the limits put on the trade because of the bigger pattern. But in this case, there's almost 2 ATR between these 2 lines right here. So you can lock in on the first half and then close the second half right up here around 34.39 at the top of the trading range and call it a day. And that'd be a nice profit. Then you can also re-enter the trade if and when it breaks this trading range. And you'll notice this nice declining volume right here during the course of this pattern as well. Just call this one a twofer. I just keep coming back and showing you this Bitcoin setup, but I want to make sure that you're paying attention to it because this thing will continue to trade all weekend. Right now it's attacking the top of the descending triangle, and of course we won't trade a break of the top of this triangle. We're still getting this huge decline in volume and volatility. If this does push up above the triangle, then we'll have to take a look at the volume and the volatility, and we may have to consider redrawing this pattern. But we'll see how it goes. It would be nice if it would just touch this and drop. I'll talk about it more Monday if something happens to it. All right, it's Palladium time. I guess I need some fanfare music for that announcement, right? Well, I promised you 3 facts about Palladium that you didn't know. I love it when they clickbait me into a page by telling me facts that I didn't know. Most of the time they tell me stuff I've known all my life, but I'm sort of a geek and I'm really good at Trivial Pursuit, so I remember all this junk. I really don't know if you'll know these facts or not, but they're fun anyway. So let's get to fact number 1. Palladium was discovered in 1803 and was named after the asteroid Pallas, which was named after the epithet of the Greek goddess Athena that she acquired when she slew Pallas, who was the granddaughter of Poseidon. How's that for a nighttime drama? Wow, that was 3 facts right there, and I've only gotten started. Fact number 2. More than half the supply of the rare palladium is used in catalytic converters, which convert harmful automotive exhaust gases into something less noxious. Now, fact number 3. Palladium is a key component of hydrogen fuel cells, which produce electricity, heat, and water. And now I'm going to give you a bonus fact number 4. Palladium is mined in South Africa, Montana in the US, Ontario in Canada, Russia, and the Philippines. There'll be a pop quiz at the end of this video for a full 10% of your grade. Do you feel like you're back in high school yet? You're welcome. So anyway, tell me in the comments below how many of these facts that you already knew. And here's the Palladium chart. This is a daily chart of XPD USD at Owanda. Palladium has been in this nice trading range between 1300 and a quarter and 1602 and 3/4 since March of this year. Normally, I'd like to see a little bit more testing of the bottom of the range, and we've got 4, 5 tests, 6 tests of the range. Let me show them to you. I consider this a test of the range. This obviously is, and this here, and this here, and maybe some of these others. So there's quite a few tests of this range, but they're all in one little bunch right here. Normally I would like to see a top test, a bottom test, a top test, a bottom test, and so on. But it's okay. I told you these patterns are never pretty, and sloppy patterns seem to be just as effective as perfect patterns. I do think that this is conformed nicely on the volume drop here and here, with the exception of this little anomaly right here, and the volatility also continuing to drop with the exception. Well, actually it's not an exception in this case, but that same little anomaly here. Remember, these anomalies happen all the time. You just have to overlook them when you're looking at patterns. Also, remember that trading maxim, a line is never just a line, it's always a zone. I like to contain all the candle bodies when I draw the patterns, but I don't worry too much about the wicks. So I've got candle bodies here, and they're all contained, so that's good. So here's the plan. We will buy a daily close above the range or above 1602.75, or we will sell a daily close below the range or below 1300 and a quarter. On the breaking candle, to enter a full size position, I want to see this volume bar right here reach up to this volume average or beyond. If it doesn't reach the average, but it does reach at least 75% of the average volume, I will open a half size position to reduce risk. You can calculate the percentage by taking this volume number right here, dividing it by this volume average, and you should get at least 0.75. If you don't get that number, then don't enter the trade. The stop loss will be 1.5 times the ATR, and the first target will be 1 times the ATR. So what does that mean? That means on the breaking candle, you want to look over here at the average true range, which is really just an average of the length of the last 14 candles. But you'll take this number, you'll multiply it by 1.5, and you will put your stop loss that far behind your entry. You'll measure that from the entry, not from the top or the bottom of the range. And you will put your first target 1 ATR from your entry. If after entering the trade, you get another candle close back inside the range, we will take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. The intention of our trades is that a breakout from these patterns should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away and we get a close back inside the range, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. That'll keep our losses small. When the price hits our first target, we will close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. Now, typically I do this by using 2 positions. The first position will have a hard stop loss and a hard take profit at the appropriate prices, and the second position will have a hard stop loss and no take profit directly associated with it. Also, I typically will only risk 2% overall on this trade. No single trade should either make or break you. And that's the setup on Palladium. Now remember, I'm not the boss of you. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just how I do these trades. If you want more details about that, look below this video for a link to my trade management video that I recorded a month or 2 ago. If you've got a trade management plan that works great for you, by all means, use it. Trading is a very personal thing, and things that work for me may not work for you. You just have to understand your own personal psychology to find the best strategies for your own trading. And psychology is, in my opinion, the most important part of trading. And the trading maxims are my way of helping to handle my personal psychology, and today's trading maxim is brand new. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, rule of conduct, or proverbial saying. I get these maxims from various sources, including the internet and books and some other things. The purpose of these maxims is to motivate me to discipline in life, trading, whatever. I suggest you start your own list of maxims, things that you can say to keep yourself in line and always do the right thing. Feel free to borrow from my list. And today's trading maxim, as I mentioned, is brand new. Tim's trading maxim number 60. Staying in a negative mindset will undermine confidence. Living in the past is a liability that will diminish future opportunities. And this quote comes from Ben Bergeron, who's one of my favorite people. You know, I talk about it all the time. I do CrossFit. Of course, that's the first rule of CrossFit. Always talk about it. Anyway, Ben Bergeron is one of the best-known CrossFit coaches in the world. He's trained some of the top CrossFit Games athletes ever, including both the male and female winners this year, who happen to be the male and female winners for the last 2 years as well. He's written a book by the name of Chasing Excellence that I highly recommend. His primary focus is on mental toughness, which is important in all things, including CrossFit and trading. I'll put a link to his book below, and no, I don't get paid to sell his books. I do this for free. Anyway, mental toughness starts with killing your negative mindset. I know I used to joke a lot about how I was a great contrarian indicator, and if you took the opposite of my trades, you would always win and such, but the problem is some people really think that way. I've never really had a problem with negative mindset, but some people really think that way. So I kind of quit joking that way because, like I say, some people think that way, and my joking was just kind of setting them off and triggering them and making them think that, you know, that was the way we should be. In fact, I have a good friend at the gym who thinks the worst possible thing about herself all the time. And her mental attitude hurts her performance. As much fun as it is to point at ourselves and laugh and so on, it is damaging to our psychology. We need to let the past be past, learn from it, and move on. Remember the Palladium trade plan here. We're going to buy a daily close above the range around 1602.75 or sell a daily close below the range around 1325 cents. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. Your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to click the link below to the trade management video for more details. Hey, you don't want to miss any of my trading picks. Sign up for my free Trading Picks email list to be sure you don't miss them. I'll be sending out about 3 or 4 trading picks a week, everything from stocks to futures to cryptos to Forex, and you'll get to see them first. Plus, you'll get first notifications of anything special that's happening. Plus, you'll be my new best friend. And the best thing is, it's all free. I'll put the link below this video. Be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guide's YouTube channel every week on Monday and Friday for my analysis videos just like this one. And Wednesday morning, I'll be doing some extra training as well, with another trade setup most likely. Are you making money on my trading picks? Tell me in the comments below. If you aren't, tell me what the problem is. I'll address those issues and help you out. That's the only reason I do these videos. I want to give back to Casey's people all that Casey has given me all these years. I need to hear from you guys. Don't be shy. I will never criticize someone who asks a question, and I'll also do my best to answer it. I also want to mention that I'm going to be going out of town the end of next week for my nephew's wedding in Indiana. I'll be back the middle of the following week. Somebody at Trading Strategy Guides will be filling in for me on a video or two, so that should be fun. Make sure you give them a hard time. No, I'm just kidding. Be nice. Be really, really nice, so that they'll fill in for me in the future. Follow me on Twitter. Sometimes I post things there. I'll put my Twitter link below. Tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.